There's a moment that happens to almost everyone, usually somewhere between the age of "I still think it'll work out" and "I need it to work out." It's the moment you finally admit, quietly, to no one that no one is coming. Not your parents, not a mentor, not the right relationship, not a stroke of luck, not some future version of you who finally has it together. No one. And the strange part is that moment doesn't feel like defeat, not at first. It feels like standing outside in the cold with the door locked behind you. You didn't choose it, but there you are. Here's what nobody tells you about that moment. It's not the end of the story. It's the actual beginning. Let me tell you about a man named Marcus. Not the emperor, a different one. A shipping clerk in Rotterdam, sometime in the 1950s, whose story got passed down through a business textbook because of one decision he made. His firm collapsed overnight. A partner had been quietly stealing for years, and when it surfaced, the whole company folded in a week. Marcus was 34. He had 2 kids, a mortgage, and a signature on documents he didn't even remember signing. He spent the first month waiting for the partner to be found and made to pay it back, waiting for a former client to offer him a job out of pity, waiting, honestly, for someone, anyone, to fix what had been broken without his permission. Nobody came. Not because people didn't care. Some did. But caring and rescuing are 2 very different things, and most people confuse them their whole lives. This is where it gets uncomfortable, so stay with me. We are raised on rescue stories. Someone gets saved, the hero shows up, the debt gets forgiven, the apology arrives right on time, and somewhere in absorbing all of that, we quietly start expecting it, not consciously. You'd never say out loud, "I'm waiting to be rescued." But look closer at the way you've handled your worst seasons. The job you hated but stayed in, hoping the situation would change on its own. The relationship you knew wasn't working, but you kept hoping the other person would become someone else. The health you kept postponing, assuming tomorrow you would just handle it. That's not laziness. It's a kind of faith. Misplaced faith, but faith nonetheless, a faith that something outside of you would eventually step in and do the hard part for you. The Stoics had a word for the trap Marcus was in, though they never used it quite this way. Epictetus, a man who spent part of his life enslaved before becoming one of the great teachers of his era, built his entire philosophy around one blunt distinction. Some things are up to you, and some things are not. The partner's theft, not up to Marcus. The collapse of the company, not up to Marcus. What he did on a Tuesday morning in an empty office with no more staff and no more clients, that was entirely up to him. Epictetus wasn't offering comfort. He was offering something more useful than comfort. He was handing people back their own hands. Marcus didn't have a breakthrough. There's no music swelling in this part of the story. He just got tired of waiting. He took a broom to the empty office because it was the only thing in front of him that needed doing, and he started making calls. Not big calls. Small, humiliating ones. Old clients who might not even remember him. A supplier who'd been paid late for years and had every reason to hang up. Some did hang up. But by the end of that year, he had 4 clients. Not the business he had before. A smaller, uglier, harder version of it, built with his own hands out of nothing because nothing else was coming. Here's the part most people skip past too quickly, because it sounds like a plot twist instead of what it actually is. The moment you stop waiting to be saved is the same moment you become someone capable of saving yourself. Not because the universe rewards effort with some kind of cosmic checkbook. It doesn't work that way. And anyone who tells you it does is selling something. It works because waiting keeps you small. It keeps your hands in your pockets. And the second you take them out, even to do something clumsy and small and embarrassing, you've already changed. You're no longer the person hoping. You're the person doing. Those are 2 different people, and only one of them ever builds anything. Think about where you've been quietly waiting. Not for a miracle. Most people know better than to expect miracles. but for something smaller and sneakier, waiting for motivation before you start, waiting for confidence before you speak up, waiting for things to feel fair before you try again. None of that is coming either. Confidence doesn't show up first and then let you act. It shows up after. Motivation isn't the spark that starts the fire. It's the smoke that rises once the fire's already burning. You've had the order backward, and so has almost everyone else, which is exactly why so many people stay stuck at the starting line, waiting for a feeling that only arrives to those who have already moved. This isn't a call to be harder on yourself. It's the opposite, actually. There's a strange relief in accepting that no one is coming. It sounds bleak until you sit with it. Because once you stop scanning the horizon for rescue, you stop wasting your energy on hope you can't control, and you start spending it on the one thing you always could, your own next move. Marcus didn't rebuild that company because he was fearless. He was terrified the entire time. He rebuilt it because at some point the waiting became more exhausting than the doing. That's usually how it happens, not with courage, with exhaustion that finally turns into motion. So if you're in that place right now, the cold hallway, the locked door, the quiet realization that whoever you were hoping would show up simply isn't going to, let that be the news that sets you free instead of the news that breaks you. Nobody is coming, which means nobody gets to take the credit either. Every inch you climb from here is yours, fully, permanently, undeniably yours. Pick up the broom. Make the call nobody wants to make. Start the ugly, smaller version of the thing you actually wanted. Nobody is coming to save you. You were never actually waiting for them. You were waiting for you.